Bem-vindos ao Resiliência Lifestyle, seu podcast de estilo de vida, lifestyle, saúde mental, comunicação, consciência, espiritualidade, autoconhecimento, aqui no QG do Resiliência Humana, diretamente de São Paulo. E hoje eu tenho o prazer e a honra de receber a minha mestra espiritual, Preethaji, que veio ao Brasil especialmente trazendo a sua imersão de 4 dias chamada Campo do Despertar. Então, para você conhecer um pouco da Preethaji, depois a gente vai conversar bastante aqui no podcast. Ela é uma filósofa e líder mundial espiritual, fundadora da Escola de Filosofia e Meditação Ekam Wellness, lá na Índia. Ela é conhecida por seus ensinamentos originais, pela sua tecnologia mística que já ajudou a despertar milhões de pessoas para a paz, conexão e a unidade. A sua palestra no TEDx, Como Eliminar o Estresse e a Infelicidade, a Ansiedade e Viver num Belo Estado de Ser, já foi vista, sabe por quantas pessoas? Mais de 2 milhões de pessoas. Acho que você tem que assistir também, mas depois do podcast. Preethaji também é coautora, juntamente com seu marido, Shri Krishnadi, do best-seller Os 4 Segredos Sagrados. Esse livro explora o poder da consciência para manifestar intenções e desejos sinceros. A sua abordagem combina sabedoria ancestral com práticas modernas de meditação, levando milhões de buscadores a estados transcendentais, trazendo a consciência de novos modos de ser e perceber a vida por meio de 2 práticas muito famosas já aqui da comunidade da espiritualidade, que é a prática da meditação Soul Sync e a mente serena, que te leva para um estado de calma em apenas 3 minutos. Essa daí é potente. E desde 1983 que ela viaja o mundo com essa sua imersão de 4 dias chamada FOA, Field of Awakening, que é o campo do despertar. E já passou por vários países, desde Estados Unidos, Canadá, China, Japão, Malásia, Dinamarca, Alemanha, Coreia do Sul, México, e agora ela está aqui no Brasil, é por isso que ela está aqui no nosso QG, o que ela veio trazer o seu campo do despertar de 4 dias. Preethaji, welcome.
Namaste. So beautiful to be here.
Namaste. Thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. And let me put here. Peraí. Aqui. Okay. So this podcast, it's about lifestyle. Okay? So just for us to begin, self-knowledge is a kind of a lifestyle nowadays?
Absolutely, the most essential part of lifestyle. Lifestyle, if you're mentioning, is about the external life, to feel comfortable, to have an experience. How would you feel comfortable? How would you have an experience? How would you experience or celebrate an external environment if you're not really internally very joyful or in a beautiful state? It's like, internally, if you are not fine, internally there is stress, there is sadness, there is loneliness, there is a feeling of abandonment. Whatever beautiful things are there in the external life, how would you be able to experience it?
Yeah, people are like running away from stress.
Yes.
But they are getting stressed doing this.
Yes. How long can you run? How far can you run? It is like there is this very beautiful Taoist story of a person who's terrified of his own footsteps and terrified of his own shadow. So one fine day, as he is taking a walk, he hears the footsteps, he sees the shadow and begins to run. So the more he runs, the more the shadow follows, more louder is the footsteps, and it is not going to end. And he runs and runs and runs until he falls down flat, not able to run anymore. You can't run from stress. You can't run into pleasure. You can't run into addictions. You can't believe that you are free of stress that way. Freedom from stress has to happen from within, and you need to bring attention to your inner state. You need to nurture a beautiful state in consciousness. And then everything in the external life does make sense. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. All the beauty, all the love, all the abundance, all the comfort, all the luxury just doesn't make sense if you are internally not in a beautiful state.
Yeah, and when we go in this path of self-knowledge, we need to face The shadows.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you face the shadows with, a lot more confidence under the guidance, of course. You need a little guide. You need a little somebody to direct you as to what you should be doing. And when that happens, you see you are getting comfortable with the shadow. It is not as frightening as you imagined it to be, and because of which you were running so fast.
Yeah, because people are afraid to see
Yes.
the shadow. They think that, okay, now I'm going to this course, I'm going to do this retreat, and everything is going to be beautiful. No, you need to clean your mess first.
Yes, it is important. The mess is mostly habitual, right? Living in stress has become habit. Living in anxiety has become a habit. Living feeling unloved is a habit. Living feeling sad is it's an unconscious habit. Not that you're doing it consciously, but the more you are stepping into that side of stress, anxiety, fear, loneliness, sadness, the more you are habituated to being in it. Then you have the brain that is wired that way. You have the heart that is pulsing that way. It is like an unconscious wiring. It is an unconscious teaching that is constantly happening for you to remain there. Imagine that has to be unlearned. Imagine that has to get unwound for you to experience a different life.
It's
So
a
that is why,
process of
it is,
unlearning.
it is a process of unlearning the habit of living in stress. And it is possible, of course it is possible, but it needs work, it needs a practice, it needs the right wisdom, it needs you being able to observe it in awareness of a teaching, in an awareness of, in the light of an insight. You need to do all that, but it is kind of slowly you will change. You will change from being a person who's lived the largest part of one's life in stress to a person who's living in a beautiful state.
And is it for everyone, or there's like a certain age then, okay, you reach this point of your life, you cannot change anymore? Or no, everybody can change despite of
Everybody can change, definitely. But we have seen it is easier for children and young adults to change as opposed to older people. But we love the challenge. The more the more you have lived, I mean, the largest part, how many over years in suffering and stress and anxiety, trying to, understand life, trying to maneuver life, and trying to whatever you've been trying to do with life. But we have seen, like, at any age, at every age, it is possible to become free of suffering.
Yeah, it's an adventure. It's the most beautiful adventure.
Yes, absolutely. You will get into kind of take a deep dive into those areas of yourself you don't know. I mean, so many revelations about yourself that you have never realized, you never thought, that one simple incident makes you live life this way. You never thought that has been the inner brewing experience of your life. It is like knowing more and more of yourself, why you feel the way you feel, or why you act the way you act, or why is life the way it is. You have all those answers to those questions when you take a deep dive within yourself, when you go through those powerful processes in the field of awakening. That's what we do. When the seeker is there, the first time, the first day, nothing, I mean, there's no expectation for the seeker. They don't even know why they are there, many of them. Somebody is recommended, they say it's a beautiful thing, you need to go and you'll have a beautiful life. They're there in the hall. But then what they experience is very powerful cleanse in their consciousness, very powerful awakening, leading up to very powerful states of, experiences in their consciousness. And what that does is it changes life. See, your life and the inner world both are connected, both are interacting all the time. Your life is the way it is, and the way, you are experiencing the life the way you are experiencing. The reason is so much is happening in the inner world. Many times unconscious, few times conscious. So when you learn to kind of get a deep, powerful cleanse in your entire being, it is like taking a fresh breath of air. You're able to breathe easily. You're able to enjoy that breath. You're able to experience that breath. All that, even right from breath to people to life to love to career to anything, creativity, everything becomes palpable. It's like you really live life.
This field of awakening, you awaken the people for consciousness, because in this path, they people that they have like kind of difficult to understand and to differentiate mind from consciousness. Even in Brazil, consciousness, like are you aware? When we translate awareness,
Okay, conscious.
we have like conscious that you are like paying attention.
Yes.
And
okay.
also consciousness.
Yes.
So when we were talking about consciousness, people get a little bit of like, oh, what is consciousness? How can you define consciousness?
Consciousness, we can define it as beyond the mind. And in the realm of consciousness, in its simplest terms, you can call it as your sense of self. How do I experience myself? Is it limited or is it vast, including everything else? Consciousness has different meanings. In the highest meanings, it is all that exists. It is everything in the universe is consciousness. So, but for us, when we use the term consciousness, we use it in both terms. But when you say awakening in one's consciousness, you actually move into those powerful states where you're going beyond yourself, going beyond the mind, moving into state of causeless love, into stillness, into bliss, into incredible joy, or into experiencing oneness, or being a witness consciousness. All these are powerful awakened states of consciousness. It is not in the realm of the mind. It is beyond the clutter that you experience in the everyday. It is the vastness. And field of awakening is to wake you up from your suffering state, to wake you up into that vastness experience that is possible for you.
So consciousness, we are talking about states, not like feelings or emotions. Or they are like...
It is beyond feelings. It is beyond emotions.
So a lot of people look...
It is beyond the normal emotions of the mind. It is, you experience incredible love in that awakened state. But, it is a love without a reason. It is a love without a cause. It's not a love that you experience because somebody is sweet to you or somebody nice to you. It is like just your heart just exploding with an experience of love for no reason, for no cause.
It's not like an excitement because people think that would be like an excitement and everything, but that's also the mind.
Yes, excitement definitely is the mind. Causeless love is a vast state of expansion. It's a state like there's incredible attention. There is a great burst of energy. There is, you are alive, you are present. It is that like your sensory experiences is like heightened. It is not excitement at all.
It's a calm. It's like the ground is a calm and
definitely it is present. It is calm. It is peaceful. It is quiet. It's love.
It's love. And for we to get into your teachings more and your courses, I would like to ask you, when did you realize your first mystic experience? How old were you?
The first, I would say, not a mystical experience. I would say it's a realization. A realization. I've lived life feeling people around me. The separation between me and the other has been very thin. And a first realization was world was experiencing it differently. Not the same way as I was experiencing it. But powerful experiences, learning, enlightenment, all those states happened when I was 17 years old. States of no self, states of no judgment, no commentaries, incredible connection. All that started when I was 17 years old.
But were you meditating?
Yes, I was in prayer. I was in meditation when these experiences begin to flow, and it just happened more and more and more.
And what did you feel? Did you know that was like a powerful thing, or said, okay, what is this?
Well, absolutely, it was very special. It was very palpable, very, very special experiences, and it is from those experiences this true interest to actually impact people, life, where they are stuck, how life is so beautiful, how it is possible for them also to experience that, not necessary to live in suffering, not necessary to waste time and stress. There is a different experience of life that is possible for everyone. It starts from our experiences, both Sri Krishna ji and mine.
at that time you already knew Shri Krishna Ji.
Yes, Shri Krishna and I have been known since childhood. So we've always known each other. Yes.
And that time also, did you realize that your purpose and your mission to help
Not
humanity?
really, as these experiences flooded one's being, and then slowly being with people, and I would say it flowered very naturally, right? Like not like a driven thing, but it's a very natural flowering that has happened over the years.
Yeah, because in this path of spirituality, people are searching for their purpose, mission, or maybe
Yes.
an intention. And that's a kind of a difficulty that I had. Okay, before, because I used to be an actor, an actress here in Brazil, and a TV host. So I had that like thing in the future. I wanted to win an Oscar. I want to do soap operas. I wanted to work with the best directors in the world. I had that like
a direction.
direction. And when you go to this spirituality, that you say, okay, I was trying to do this just to prove people that I was good or that I could, that to be accepted, and then all this thing falls. And now, okay, I know that I want to share things and do something for the planet, for humanity, but how can we just like go with the flow, to be in the moment, to understand that we have to leave the path, that the way is the
See, when you move into this place of incredible connection with people, that's what happens in spirituality. Not that you lose your interest in life, not that, what made sense earlier is not making sense. But what I would say is, when you move to that place of connection, you actually discover a true purpose, a great purpose, a purpose that can impact lives. It could be acting, it could be anything. It could be anything, any place where you feel you can really contribute to people, to life, to the planet, depending upon wherever you are in life. But that comes from a place of that expansion, that comes from a place of connection. That doesn't come from like wanting to prove oneself, or doesn't come from a place of feeling a lack within, and that's why you're striving so hard and not living life at all, working and then falling flat. That doesn't make sense. But from that space of connection, whatever emerges like a purpose or meaning, then you are able to kind of bring that impact to life, and that becomes very clear. It's not about trying to be ahead of anybody, nor is it trying to about there's no craving for importance. There's no craving to prove to somebody else. It's just being who you are. And it's incredibly joyful experience when you are who you are. And from that space, you're impacting people.
You want to satisfy some needs, and also you see that is adding value to other people's lives.
Yes, absolutely. You add value to life. You begin to see so many things when you are in that place of connection, what you were not able to see earlier, when it was about proving yourself, or when it was about your significance, your importance, your lack. I mean, it was all that. You really do not, so much of life gets blinded for you. But when you move to the space of connection, you're able to see, and you are able to see that this I can do, and this will be the impact that I can create. It's very clear. So,
and when did you realize that you wanted to do this field of awakening and the manifests and all the courses that you brings a lot of wisdom for us, that also really that really breaks her mind?
We've been doing courses for a very long time, and each of these have evolved over a period of time. As you said, we didn't have online as such until COVID.
Yes.
But then during COVID, of course, everybody was stuck at home. And the thing is, we felt that was the most need of that hour was we being able to reach people. Because it wasn't easy for many. It was difficult to be stuck. It was very, very frightening, the situation itself was. And then Shri Krishna Ji and I decided, okay, let's do manifest. Let's kind of use this opportunity where we are together and, reach as many people as possible, touch as many lives. And manifest continues to grow even today. And the nice thing is, any part of the world or every part of the world I go, like people would come to me and say, I've seen you in manifest, I've done your manifest, I've done this, I've done that. So it's nice to see the impact that the manifest itself has created. And it continues to create. Though the COVID is over, but we still feel it is a very strong medium for people to continue with the practice, to go through the mystic process. And it has emerged. This year's manifest is more on the chakras.
Yes.
Yes. And the next year's manifest is going to be for releasing the stress that is accumulated in the chakras.
Great.
So that individuals can walk towards success effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a struggle to success, but an efficient walk towards success, because largest part of stress that kind of stops you from experiencing success in life. And we're talking about stress that is accumulated in the pranic body, in the energy body, in all the chakras, resulting in not the chakras not functioning well and not allowing you to create what you want to truly create. Mm-hmm. So the next 12 this 12 and the next 12 is on releasing the stress that is accumulated in the chakras, the next one.
Yeah, but I think you were thinking there that, okay, but 12 months and only 7 chakras. There's not only 7 chakras. How many chakras do we have?
There are more than 100 chakras.
Oh, more than 100
chakras.
Oh my God.
But we're working only on 12 of them. The 12 chakras, and each of this chakra will open up to a beautiful potential as the stress that has got accumulated in that region in the body gets released. That stress that has got accumulated in that pranic body is getting released. Mm-hmm. Then you awake into a different potential.
Yeah, because people think that the stress is only like a state of mind, and then it's like an agitation and anxiety. But no, we
it's
accumulate.
Absorbing. Yeah,
our body accumulates these chemicals.
You're more like a tuning fork. Like whatever's happening in the mind is getting accumulated in the body. It's palpable in the physical body. It is palpable in the energy body, and of course, the mind body. It is. Mm-hmm. It is like continuing to speak the same thing. The inner chatter growing, the conflict is growing, but it is getting accumulated in the body. And unfortunately, the pranic body, the chakras are related to the physical body. The impact is continuing. It is like more a loop. The more disturbance, the more more the disturbance in the mind, more the disturbance in the chakra, more the stress accumulation in the chakra, and then disturbing how your body functions. It's all connected. It's a loop.
Yeah, and then people get some medicine, and it gets worse, and you don't get rid of this.
Yes,
things.
It's a loop. It's continuous loop, and you need to address it at the root. So that's why we want to do this cleansing of the stress from the chakras.
And the manifest?
In the manifest.
Do the cleansing, and also in field of awakening.
Yeah. And no, in the field of awakening, it's different. The field of awakening is actually to wake you up and to push you into a very powerful state of consciousness. And this field of awakening is leading you up into pure consciousness, an experience of stillness. And when you do that, it is like having a powerful cleanse of the deep-seated pain that is stored. And we're also taking you to very powerful processes. And it is like the beginning energy of your life has taken a particular direction. And the largest part of your life that you're seeing right now is just the beginning energy of your life. And I'm talking about beginning energy. We're not even talking about birth. We're going much before that. So we are in this field of awakening to pure consciousness. You are tapping into those energies, correcting those energies that has kind of begun to flow into your life, those destructive energies, and creating a very positive, auspicious energy to fill your entire being. It's going to be a very incredible field of awakening.
I know. And what about those mystic processes that we were there like meditating, breathing, or dancing, and then suddenly you go to a movie of your life or something like that, and then happens a transformation. And these are mystic processes. People like some people are afraid of it.
No, it's very beautiful in terms of the freedom that it can bring, the liberation that it can bring, the lightness that it can bring, transformation in your life that it can bring. It's very beautiful experiences. And It's actually channeling the different energies. It is channeling the different sheets, the different bodies. See, you're just not the physical body. You have
They
the
go into another body.
another realm, another body, and impacting that realm, that body, and then whatever everything is stored.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gone. It's just stored. So cleansing from that region. It's a very powerful mystic processes, and it's incredibly beneficial to everyone.
And many people who awaken, who get rid of their limiting beliefs and suffering, they have difficulty relocating themselves to real life. Kind of, okay, now I changed it. I see, I opened my consciousness. I got rid of my suffering, but people around me, like, okay, they are still the same way. People sometimes they are trying to change the other, or they don't know how to relocate themselves in the activities they used to do. So how can we be spiritual in the material, in the matter, in material life, Shri
I would
Preethaji?
say that when you are incredibly spiritual, when you have this powerful awakening, what happens to you is you're becoming present to life, present to people. It's not about moving into a place of superiority or feeling that, others are living an inferior life, moving into judgments or commentaries. But whatever you're doing, you will just be truly present. You will be awake. You will be fully alive. You'll be present to others. You will be present to life. You'll be present to yourself. So it is allowing you to not be lost in suffering, but keeping you present to life, present to your family, your children, their smiles, their joy. And you are a superhuman being. That's what happens to you when you are spiritual. For us, spirituality does not mean that you will not be able to live a beautiful family or lead a beautiful family. I would say you are incredibly capable of leading a very beautiful family, because now you know what connection is. Love is not a struggle for you, it is effortless for you. And you create a beautiful family. When you're going back at work, say, it is very easy for you to find solutions to the problems or the challenges. You arrive at solutions because you're coming from this place of clear thinking, clear decision making. In terms of creativity, you are able to kind of be more creative than what you have ever been earlier. So it's kind of becoming more efficient at work, efficient in life, rather than trying to run away from life.
Yes. There's two more questions here. Um, what do you think will happen in the coming years in the face of so many wars and polarity in humanity that we are seeing now? Do you believe that humanity is improving, or are we the ones who don't see it?
We are at the fork, I would say. One side of the fork is definitely mass destruction, wars, conflict, crisis. But then we also have a hope. If we can live more peaceful within ourselves, if we can live in the space of connection, in oneness, we can create a beautiful world for ourselves, for our children, for the future.
Yes, because sometimes it's so hard to see what happened, what they are doing with the animals, with the forest. And I got a very, very sad. I can feel Mother Earth. There, it's pain. So we talk and say, how can we do it? We don't see. We just pretend that we are not seeing this. So I give dictions, and people do hake, or they do some kind of prayers also, but we keep still doing this. And also we can do some actions also to prevent deforestation or other stuff, helping people to get out of their suffering.
You can definitely pray. Your state is impacting. Move into a beautiful state. Move into that space of connection and pray. It will show results.
And just for us to finish,
Yeah.
like business people, doctors, lawyers, academic people, they have a certain difficulty. They are kind of skeptical when the subject of mental health enters the field of spirituality.
Okay.
So why do you think this happens, and how can we break this barrier?
See, spirituality and science is not very far, actually. People are discovering more and more what the ancients in India discovered several thousands of years ago. We're talking about the pineal gland. We're talking about, they've spoke about it in terms of chakras. Right now, science is speaking about it in terms of, the glands and the impact of those glands and how it has to be activated and how the electricity has to flow into it. It's coming close to science now, but science still has a long way to catch up. But yeah, we are making it very scientific in our approach. We make sure that we try to explain as much as possible, even those difficult mystical realms.
Yes.
And it's a world that only moves towards logic doesn't mean that they've captured the entirety of the world and the experience. There is so much beyond logic. There is a realm of the mystic. There is a realm of consciousness. And it's a very powerful exploration. And it becomes our experience, right? It's not a question of belief or faith. We're not talking about that. We're talking about you being able to live in a beautiful state, you being able to practice meditations and get back to that state again and again and again.
And they associate this spirituality with religion.
And
no, it's a complete difference.
No, absolutely. Religion is more related to faith, related to belief, following a particular code of conduct that is set for you. Spirituality is about inner freedom, liberation. There is nothing binding. It is an experience of an expanded state in consciousness that allows you to live life fully.
So for us to end this wonderful conversation, I would stay here forever talking to you, but so what is the advice that you can give for a person that wants to have like a great lifestyle?
Start this journey. I would say start with the manifest journey. See, manifest journey is incredibly powerful in terms of what is possible at your homes. And just 3 hours every month to go through those mystic processes, to release the stress, to release the past, painful past, to get back into experiencing life fully, beautifully in that beautiful state. And from that state, create incredible beauty outside in the world. It offers a lot. So it focuses on 12 different chakras. It focuses on releasing stress. It focuses on you becoming in a beautiful state. You live and you create a very beautiful life. And I would say start there.
And lifestyle is also to have a vision for a life.
The vision has to be, you all have a vision probably for the external life. That's more goals in terms of where, how much. But it'll be very beautiful if we can start with a vision for one's inner world, a spiritual vision to live in a beautiful state and to conquer every form of challenge or every obstacle, every challenge from that beautiful state. That is when you'll begin to see how incredibly powerful you are in terms of your ability to dissolve problems, find solutions. You will know how powerful you are when you live in that beautiful state. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
It was wonderful being here with you, as usual.
Yeah, it's wonderful every time. Thank you so much to be here with you. Bom, pessoal, espero que vocês tenham sentido a energia toda da Vocês estão também em meditação e flutuando. Se vocês quiserem saber mais sobre o Manifeste, se quiserem se inscrever, tem esse QR Code que está aparecendo na sua tela. Você vai ter todas as informações, ou pode deixar também o seu comentário aqui. O que mais você gostou? Qual foi o insight que você teve dessa nossa conversa com o Shri Preethaji? respondeu as suas perguntas? Você gostaria de fazer mais perguntas também sobre o caminho da espiritualidade, do autoconhecimento? Qual é o seu estilo de vida? Então, ó, clica nesse QR Code, escreve seu comentário e até o próximo Resiliência Lifestyle. Namastê.
Namaste.